So I think I found my place in the world of photography. Yesterday we did this combined shoot, Sandi and I, and we realized that we don't want to do this work without each other ever again because, and it being the first time we shot together, there was a seamless synergy between what I bring to the table and what she brings to the table. And it just worked so well to ultimately make the shoot amazing. It was fun for us, it was fun for the client, and the images we're going to get out of it are going to be brilliant. So I want to explain a little bit about how that synergy works, where I fit in, where Sandi fits in, and I also want to touch on a little bit of how personally I believe I can add value to people's photography, and where I'm happy to draw the line in terms of what I do. I think yesterday was a big lesson for me, and I didn't think I'd be able to let go of wanting to be the one getting all the shots. But by a point in the session, I eventually just naturally felt like I didn't need to anymore. My place was in the pre-engineering of the entire story, being in the room with Sandi, keeping an eye out for lighting, body positioning of the subject, moving lights around as I saw things happening. And that is what I'm good at. And getting a couple of shots here, there, and everywhere. But being able to now go and focus on a small number of specific shots and really take a lot of time to edit them in the artistic style that I do. On the other side of the equation is Sandi. Sandi came in here and just firstly completely filled in the gaps where I ran out of bandwidth, as Leanne would say, and was able to continuously engage with the client, bring out raw emotion from the client, and allow us to capture that. And all in the meantime, while Sandi was engaging with the client, I was watching the light and watching where shadows were falling and moving things around. And she would shoot and I would shoot, and she would talk and I would talk. And whenever I was silent, she was there. And in fact, she did most of the talking in the session, allowing me to focus on some of the technical stuff that there's no way I could have focused on and kept up conversation and kept engagement. And it resulted in some amazing images. You're going to see them in the days to come. It's such a powerful formula, I think, and to show you what that looked like. When I say pre-engineering, I'm using that term now because I was an engineer for 10 years, and then my brain went completely right hemisphere and said, you want to be creative, and you can, and this is where your love is. And so that's what I am doing now. But I realize that you never shake those things that you've learned in your life. And 10 years of engineering will teach your mind to operate in a certain way. And Sandi has helped me to put into words what I am really good at doing. So what it is engaging with people, getting to know them, making them comfortable, creating a comfortable environment by asking the right questions and considering things that I think a lot of people wouldn't consider. And now I'm talking about based on the feedback that people have given me, not just what I think of myself, because I didn't used to think very highly of myself. As a result of this, my confidence in my work and myself has gone through the roof. And it's also allowed me to share more about my growth with other people, and hopefully it'll help their confidence and help their businesses or their career path or just their life in general. And this has all come from this work. It's come from a learning journey, and this work with Sandi has really, triggered it for me. I was on the path to seeing this, but I've definitely come to terms and I'm happy with the fact that my power doesn't just lie in, yes, my technical ability as a photographer, but my power lies in the pre-engineering of a shoot, all of that thought that goes into it. Think about and how an engineer operates. They use their mind to apply it creatively to situations. And this, in my case, is now applying the left brain to completely a creative environment. And I was able to develop this shoot plan based on what I had spoken to the client about, their insecurities, their desires, what they wanted to get out of the shoot. And I was able to put together this shot board, mood board plan. But it wasn't just a case of, here, this is what it is that I sent to Sandi before we could shoot. It was my mind going through it and essentially seeing the wireframe of sorts of poses we're going to use and how the neck axis aligned with the head axis and where the shoulders tilted and where the curvature of the body needed to go to get the shape we were looking for. And then in my mind, I also knew where I was going to position lights. And then in the room, as things happen, because you're working with, different body shapes and different people, and in the room, I then, while Sandi was busy engaging and getting shots and bringing out emotion, I was seeing how the angle needed to change a little bit, or the settings that we were using needed to change a little bit, or the light needed to move over a little bit more, or a shadow was falling badly. And between those two things, I really think we created something amazing. So there's two takeaways from this. One, where I'm going with my work and how I might possibly be able to, I'm going to say help, but it's not help. It's grow, it's work with, it's mentor, because I'm growing as I go as well. It's just my mind is geared in a way that it absorbs surroundings and information, processes it very quickly, because, that's what I was trained to do in my previous career. And now I'm applying it to the artistic world. So my place, apart from, my underwater photography that's all me. I love it. It's the core of what I do. The surf and documentary work will always be there for me. The education and mentorship side of things, like what I'm doing right now, will never stop. In order for me to have the time to do all these things, I'm collaborating with people, the likes of Sandi, who wants to be a full-time boudoir photographer. So I do the front end. I bring all of that information and I share it with her and we discuss the concepts and tweak it and whatnot. She suggests ideas, like one of the specific ideas in the shoot was completely hers. And then I spent a couple of hours in the studio trying to figure out how we were going to achieve that. And we then come together and do the shoot together, where she focuses on getting the whole shoot done and engaging, and I focus on seeing the environment, what changes needed to be made, and I get a few shots as well. That is something I'd love to do with anyone who thinks it would add value to their work. Okay, I kind of summed up both things here. One was the thing that I do, that's mentorship, teaching. And you know what, I'm sorry, I heard a comment about someone that had only done one shoot and then was mentoring or was doing workshops, and it made me very insecure about my knowledge. But you know what, in all honesty, right now I'm like, fuck that. If you think that how much I can teach you or give you is based on how long I've been doing this, then go on your merry way. Then I'm not for you, I guess. But if you, like a lot of people, I've got a few people that truly value my input and believe, regardless of how long I've been doing this or not, that I add value to their work, then you know what? This is what I love. I love transferring information. I love helping other people grow, and at the same time getting a chance to shoot. So that one aspect is that if you would like to work with me, please let me know. And the other aspect is this thing we're doing, Sandi and I, and how well it worked and how amazing the shoot was, and how much of fun it was. And we're going to do it again with the same client. But for now, I wanted to get out there what we're doing together. Sandi's work is so amazing. The way she shoots is amazing. You're going to see the stuff that we put out there. And together, bringing those two aspects to the work is something I think so powerful that not many people, if any, in the industry are doing. And it's something that we are going to work super hard to get out there to people so you can decide whether it's for you.